everyone, welcome to DIY with Nancy. Well, the holiday season is here, and that means I'll be baking a lot of cookies. And today I want to show you my recipe for my walnut cookies. In Portuguese, I call them Bolachinhas de Nozes. Very simple, no hand mixer, no stand mixer. All you need is a spoon or your hands, all mixed in one bowl, and you come out with these delicious, mouth-watering walnut cookies that are soft in the inside and crunchy on the outside. So stay with me and watch how to make my walnut cookies, Bolachinhas de Nozes, step by step.
Here are the ingredients you'll need to make my walnut cookies. To start, I have half a cup of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 2 large egg whites or 3 small egg whites, 3 cups of walnut pieces, unroasted, unsalted, and 1 cup of powdered sugar, also known as confectioner sugar. Okay, I'm gonna get started with the first step in placing the walnut pieces, which are raw, unsalted. You don't want them roasted or anything. So you place them into the food processor, and we're gonna chop them up almost like a flour consistency. And I'm gonna show you what the outcome once the processor has done its job. So we're gonna start off by placing the food processor on. So let me show you the consistency. So you have some chunks, but there's also some flour, really small pieces of the walnuts. And now we're ready to move on to the next step. Now for the next step, we're gonna place all the ingredients into this bowl. We're gonna start off by placing the walnuts that I have crushed. And just be careful with the blade if you're using a food processor. I'm gonna add the sugar, cinnamon powder, vanilla extract. I'm gonna mix that together. All well combined. So now I'm going to add 2 large egg whites. And we're gonna mix that up. I'm gonna start off by mixing it with the spoon. And then eventually I'm gonna get my hands dirty and mix it together with my hands. Move this all aside here. All right. And I like to use my hands because you need to make sure that the consistency or the texture of the cookies are what you're looking for. So the egg whites really bring together this dough. All right, now I'm gonna, all right, make sure your hands are clean and dig in. And this is gonna come together beautifully. Now I've been mixing together the walnut cookie dough for about a minute or so. You want to make sure that your dough is ready to be rolled. And how you do that, you take a piece of the dough in your hand and squeeze it. And when you see it come together just like that, you know your cookies are ready to be formed. So now I'm going to give my hands a quick rinse and I'll show you the next step. Now I want to show you the cookie dough. The walnut cookie dough, you can see chunks of the walnuts, but there is some flour of the walnut as well. So you have a mixture of both. It's a very sticky dough, and the egg whites is what brings that together. So what you want to do is, if you find that your cookie dough is not coming together, you may want to use a little bit more of egg white to bring your cookie dough together. So it's normal, depends on the size of the eggs. Now, moving on to the next step, we're gonna roll our walnut cookies. I have here a large baking tray with parchment paper, and I also have the powdered sugar, which we're gonna be rolling the cookies in. So I'm gonna set this aside here. Now we're ready to move on to the next step. Here I have the cookie dough, the powdered sugar, and a baking tray lined with parchment paper. I'm gonna start off by taking a piece of the walnut cookie dough, just like that, and then rolling it, golf ball sizes, and placing it on the powdered sugar, just like that. I'm gonna continue rolling the walnut cookie balls, just like that, placing it on the powdered sugar, and then I'll show you the next step. I've rolled up the last walnut cookie, and now I'm going to show you the next step. Now I've rolled up all my cookies. I have some here in the bowl, didn't have room in my tray here where the powdered sugar is. And now I'm going to roll them into the powdered sugar and place them on the baking tray. You want to ensure as well that you preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to start rolling the walnut cookies in the powdered sugar, just like that. You want to make sure they're well coated. There you go. Shake off any excess and place it on your baking sheet. Now I rolled the walnut cookies size of a sort of a golf ball. If you want to make them smaller, you'll probably get more cookies. This recipe will make approximately 1.5 dozen, so 18 cookies. And like I said, if you make them smaller, you'll probably end up getting more. So I'm going to place them just like that. Now I'm going to continue rolling them in the powdered sugar and place them on the baking tray. So you can see I have about 2 inches apart. So I have 4 on each row. And now I'm ready to place the walnut cookies in the oven. I'm going to bake them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 14 minutes. And I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the oven.
The walnut cookies are out of the oven. They look delicious. I'm going to let them cool and set for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll break into them and show you what they look like inside. It's time to break into my walnut cookie, coated with confectioner sugar on the outside and soft on the inside with the aroma of cinnamon and walnut chunks. And the more you break into it, the more walnuts you get. It's the center that just is soft and chewy and a delicious cookie for the holiday season. I hope you give this recipe a try. And there you have it, everyone. That's my recipe for my walnut cookies, Bolachinhas de Nozes. Very simple to make. I do have a tip for you in this recipe. If you don't have large eggs to use the egg whites, you can use 3 small egg whites. So the whites from 3 small eggs as opposed to 2 large eggs. Sometimes you don't have large eggs in the fridge. Maybe a medium size, small. It all depends. But just remember that the egg whites are the glue of the cookie dough for this recipe. Well, I have to try these cookies. It's been I haven't made these last time I made them was maybe a year ago. Very delicious, mouth-watering cookies, really. Cheers. So soft on the inside. You taste the walnuts. Crunch the walnuts. Crunchy. There's little pieces of walnuts in there, but it's also the flour that brings this cookie together. Absolutely delicious. I hope you all enjoyed this recipe. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care.